Is there actually support for a fourth stimulus check, or is it just a big hoax? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video, and I think you're going to come out the other side of this video feeling a little bit more hopeful and probably much more confident on stimulus check number 4. So with that being said, let's get right into it and talk about all of the details. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it is totally free to do so. And just remember, I am back every single day to keep you updated with everything going on regarding these stimulus checks and everything else on Social Security and all of these benefits and any of these other programs out there, as all of this information is changing literally on a daily basis. So thanks again for your support. I truly appreciate it, and let's talk through the details. So as you know, we've been calling on a $2,000 fourth stimulus check for a few months now. Essentially since stimulus check number 3 was approved and actually went out, pretty much right away we were saying, hey, stimulus check number 3, this $1,400 is great. However, once again, just like the previous two, it's too little and it's too late. We need another one right away. So we've been pounding the table here for almost 4 months calling on a fourth stimulus check. Now here's the thing. There's many people out there who are very confident and hopeful that there will be a fourth stimulus check, including me. I am actually very confident that a fourth stimulus check will actually make an appearance into these packages. Now again, on the other hand, there's other people out there who are questioning, is it really going to happen, or is it just a big hoax? What's actually going on? And then of course, I do see some comments down below on my videos who are saying, I have no clue where you get your information from. I haven't seen anything on this. Let me know where you get this information. So there you go. I will show you exactly where I get this information, and I will show you all of the evidence that we have on the table right now for stimulus check number 4. With that being said, let's get into it. All right, here we are. Number 1. This is a letter that was sent to the president by 53 members out of the House of Representatives. They drafted this letter and they sent it over to the president, asking him to support a fourth stimulus check and recurring monthly payments. This is from 53 members out of the House. Got it. Number 2. Here's another letter. This was drafted by 21 members out of the Senate. They drafted this letter calling on the president to support a fourth stimulus check and, once again, monthly recurring payments. 21 senators calling on the president to support a fourth stimulus check. That one right there. Next, we have this letter. It was drafted by 7 members out of the House Ways and Means Committee. They wrote in this letter asking the president to support additional stimulus checks and supporting stabilizers, automatic stabilizers, into the American Families Plan in case the economy goes into another situation like we had in 2020 and early 2021. Next, right here, we have another report. In fact, this is a thick one. This is like 8 pages long or something. This is a report from the Economic Securities Project. Now, in this report, they did not specifically write this to the president, but rather they wrote this report calling on a fourth and even fifth stimulus check. Talking about how these stimulus checks have been so incredibly impactful and helpful to low-income individuals, and how additional fourth and even a fifth stimulus check would lift millions upon millions of people out of poverty in 2021. In fact, I've talked about this report in separate videos. I made like 3 dedicated videos alone talking about this report. It is very long, it's actually very good, it's very detailed, and it's a really good report calling on these stimulus checks. In fact, in this report, they called on a fourth and even fifth stimulus check would lift the number of people in poverty in 2021 from 44 million people to something like 16 million people. That's a huge impact, right? So 2 more stimulus checks as indicated in this report by the Economic Security Project. Once again, their support for a fourth and even fifth stimulus check. By the way, if you just so happen to be one of those people who says, where do you get your information? Please do some research online. You can find all these letters. Again, the House of Representatives, the Senate, the House Ways and Means Committee, and the Economic Securities Project. Please feel free to look them up. If you don't believe me, you can read them for yourself. Next, I have one more letter here that I want to talk about because this is actually incredibly powerful and we can see how this whole thing transpired going forward. All right, this letter right here is A letter that was drafted and sent to the president asking him to support the idea of expanding Medicare. In fact, this letter, I believe, was sent, it was in May sometime. I think the date on it is May 28th. May 28th. We're going to go with that. It's in May sometime. I don't know the exact date, but it's in May. This letter was drafted calling on the president to support the idea of expanding Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision coverage. Now, here's the thing. What's funny about this? This letter was drafted just a few months ago, literally, just a few months ago. It was drafted and sent out to the president. At that time, many people looked at that letter and the whole proposal of expanding Medicare like, whoa, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. Well, guess what? Here we are, just a few months later, and guess what they just added into the package? Medicare expansion to include hearing, dental, and vision coverage. So the whole point is, this letter is so new. It just came off the table just a couple months ago. At the time when this was proposed and this letter was drafted, it was like, whoa, you guys are big thinkers to actually want to add and expand Medicare coverage in the next package. So many people were saying, yeah, I don't really know about that one. Well, then here we are just a couple months later, and they've already added it into the bill. Now, of course, the bill is not passed yet, but the simple fact that this went from a simple idea on paper as a concept, all of a sudden it is in the package now. My point is, we have all of these letters that have been sent over to the president. All these people, we have 53 members out of the House, 21 members out of the Senate, 7 members out of the House Ways and Means Committee. That adds up to over 80 members that are highly impactful, highly influential people right there in Congress calling on the president for a 4th stimulus check, and even in some instances, 74 of those people calling on recurring payments. So my point is, for all the people who are saying, yeah, I don't know where you get your information from, it's right here. It's right here. I've showed it to you so many times. It's right here. So feel free to do the research for yourself right there. But here's the deal. There's over 80 people across Congress right now calling on a 4th stimulus check. And like I said, in some instances, monthly recurring payments. So the simple fact that people are out there saying, oh, it's not going to happen. You're right. Maybe it won't happen. I don't really know. Nobody knows at this point. But here's the thing. There is substantial evidence out there right now calling on a 4th stimulus check. In most cases, it's in the amount of $2,000. Most people are calling on a $2,000 stimulus check. Now, here's the thing. Let's be real on this. Is everybody going to get a $2,000 stimulus check just like last time? Remember, like 170 million people got stimulus checks? Do I think that all those 170 million people are going to get stimulus checks again this time? No, I don't. No, definitely not. Here's the thing. The majority of those people don't actually need it. Well, probably about 50% of the people probably don't even need a stimulus check, right? They need a highly focused stimulus check on lower income individuals, especially people on a fixed income like Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB benefits. All of these people, and especially low-income individuals, right? Those are the people who actually need a 4th stimulus check, right? It's not the higher income people. All the reports have pointed to that over this whole, year that we've been looking at these stimulus checks now. We've seen so many reports come out saying stimulus checks are great, but it's the higher income people, they don't need it. They just put it right in the bank. Meanwhile, lower income people, they actually spend it on what they need. So anyway, I wanted to come back and show you these reports. I've showed them a few times in previous videos, but I keep a stack of these letters right next to the camera here simply because you never know when I need to pull these things out again and review them and or show them to you like I just did right here. So here's the thing. There is a lot of support out there for a 4th stimulus check. We are still in the early stages of the negotiations. Simply because it is not in the bill yet, I'm not worried about it. Seriously, I'm not worried about it one bit at all. Let's think back to 2020 for just a minute here, and then we'll wrap this up. In late 2020, for the majority of 2020, there were people throwing around ideas on a 2nd stimulus check. However, the 2nd stimulus check was not actually added into the package literally until days before it was signed into law. Do you remember that whole thing? I do, because I was making videos about it the whole time. Remember that? Yes, just days, like literally a handful of days before the bill was signed into law, stimulus check number 2 was added into the package. I anticipate something very similar to that is going to happen again this time. Okay, so even if it's not in the package, don't worry about it. Not right now anyway. However, if they go through the voting process and they vote the whole bill through and it goes to the president's desk and no stimulus check is in there, then it's going to be a problem, right? Then I agree it will be a problem at that point. But until then, I'm not worried about it. I'm still very confident that they will add a fourth stimulus check into it for a number of reasons, which we can talk about in a different video. But honestly, I think Democrats have painted themselves into a really tight corner right now, and they will almost be forced to add a fourth stimulus check into the package. So anyway, I hope this gives you a little bit more hope and a little bit more encouragement going forward. So I'm here to keep you updated. Make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. We can continue talking about this more in future videos, but I wanted to lay this all out there for anybody who is maybe losing a little bit of encouragement, losing a little bit of hope. Hey, you got to hold on. Seriously, we cannot give up. Giving up will not get us anything, right? Giving up is basically just guaranteeing that we get nothing, right? We need to continue pushing on. Please, let me allow me to be the guy that steers this boat right into the, wherever we need to go. I'm going to be that person to kind of lead this whole thing forward. And trust me, I'm going to continue pushing forward on this as much as I possibly can to get attention and to get a fourth stimulus check for all of you. I'm doing everything I possibly can, okay? So let's stick together on this. Please, you got to stick with me on this. All right, we are working to get you that money. All right, thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button right down below the video. It's totally free. Remember, not many things are free anymore as prices continue to go up. Make sure to share this video with your friends, family, social media so everybody else can get a little dose of hope in their life right now. And of course, go back and check out any of the other 1,300 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you later.